Well,
it's the hard part is deciding which screenshot to use because
almighty for both.
Just sticking with the title for now because it's like every single frame of this film is a screenshot.
Pretty much.
So this is I want to say that I think this is an uncriticizable movie.
Yeah,
like I literally don't think you can criticize this movie because there's two kinds of people. There's people who this movie is for and people who this movie is not for, and that's it. There's it's in a lot of ways it's like The Room or Troll 2 or something like that, where it's like I think this might be a little more genius and a little less mad, but it's definitely still fucking out there. And I gotta give this guy credit for like going for it.
Yeah,
you know, like
sure.
he decided, I'm going to take everything I learned from making commercials and everyone I know from making commercials.
Was that what it's from?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. He had never made a feature before.
Do you know what? That kind of now makes sense now.
It's one of the first. It's one of the first Toho
right?
films. It's one of the first Toho films not directed by an in-house Toho director. Like
Whoa.
they brought in somebody from outside, which is
and it took him a long time to convince them to make it.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's a commercial
for obvious reasons.
Well, it's a commercial sensibility. He's trying to grab your attention at every 30 seconds or less, maybe twice a minute for an hour and a half. It's
yes,
it's pretty striking.
It's kind of paced like a TV commercial.
It is. It's paced like a TV commercial. And I don't know what you're saying halfway through. It's like you kind of wondering what it was all about. I'm wondering the brave people who financed this. I mean, it's like
it's so much money by this point.
They must have, because
like
this
movie cost like $11. Like it's not it.
However, shout outs to the matte painter because there are so many gorgeous painted sunsets. Mm-hmm. This would, in a way, you could put this with Black Narcissus. You know, just for the matte paintings alone, incredible.
Yeah, it was definitely an artifice. It was all just, paintings and matte paintings and really obvious looking opticals. But there were a lot of opticals in this. I mean, a lot.
Yeah.
There's that bit where they're one of them was going out down to the police station, and they break the film up into staccato.
For no apparent reason.
No reason.
Well, that's like in her mind, I think.
Yeah, maybe. But it was neat because it was like, okay, we're gonna play with this now. Like, all right.
Sure.
Yeah, we've already done.
At some point, you surrender to it, and you're just like, okay, what's next?
Well, yeah, my reaction to it was
I surrendered to it about right after Scott's screenshot. Like literally, it was just like.
Well, when they're on the train on the way to the house, you're already in bananas land.
This is going to be pretty no. It's before that. It's this woman's expression. It is literally as these girls are skipping down the hallway, and she's just in the background, and she's just like.
Right,
and it's just like, oh wow, okay, hold on, I'm gonna also up here and strap in. It's just
an interesting film in that you couldn't tell if this was going to be we got the same screenshots. Right?
Okay, I got another one. I'm ready to switch.
All right, go ahead.
A lot of potential.
But that was actually kind of terrifying. This one shot. So.
By the way, never scary. This movie was never once. Scary.
It wasn't supposed to be though.
No. But there's non-actors basically in this, and
it
might have been a language barrier issue, and that they're not being actors didn't make the film any better or worse. It was just they had they were just reacting. They were running.
I don't think it's a language thing. I think it's just how unbelievably gonzo this movie is.
Yeah, that's probably it.
like it. God damn it, John.
That's
God damn it.
Is that one of yours?
That was the next one I was going to pick.
That's hilarious.
Okay, I'll switch it again.
All right,
so much fun.
Yeah, it is. But my reaction to it was watching it the first time. It was fairly early.
Oh, he watched it twice, by the way.
I had to watch it twice because the first time it's like trying to do like a long division or like a differential math in your head, because it doesn't make any narrative sense. And you're going to see random shit like that skeleton dancing in the background, coming and going, and stuff happening.
Or the mummy that just shows up at one point.
The mummy, yeah.
There's just a mummy.
There's a mummy in it?
Yeah.
Twice.
So the movie kept slipping out of my head.
She kicks it through the door. Kung Fu
just
kicks
shows
it through the door.
It comes in the side like this, and everyone, one girl sees it.
Oh, what about What about when Sweet was overcome by cushions? She died by cushion.
Death by Tatami mats and cushions. Yes.
Yes. I one thing I definitely thought of was Evil Dead 2.
So same energy.
Scooby Doo meets
2
Evil
on crack.
Yeah. This would make a good midnight double bill with Forbidden Zone. Have you guys seen that Oingo Boingo movie?
I was going to bring that up.
There you go.
Oh boy. But anyway, I watched it in my head because I could not.
I said that this is like Sailor Moon meets an Oingo Boingo video. What I really meant was Forbidden Zone, but nobody knows that.
Referring to something specifically, yes.
That's great.
Why didn't you pick fucking Forbidden Zone, man?
Well, it's hard to find.
Mm.
And then there's two versions floating around out there. One,
it's yelling about movies after dark.
Right.
I will say, I feel like I would have loved to have known about this thing when I was going to midnight movies, or you're at a party and a lot of bong hits are being had, and you want to put something on in the background.
It felt wrong to be watching it at like 5:30 in the afternoon, stone cold sober.
Times that this movie would have come out.
I finished it in 59 minutes ago.
What
the mood?
Yeah.
It's like a Japanese stoner film. It's like the beginning of the Grateful Dead movie in a lot of ways. It's like,
so this movie had zero impact in America until 2009.
Really?
Yeah. Like
that when Criterion got a hold of it?
No, it was some weird like 4-pack Japanese movie DVD. You remember those?
Oh yeah, I remember those.
It was on one of those, and then all of a sudden, like, it caught fire with exactly the people you would think it would catch fire with on the internet, and us. But
pretty much.
And then all of a sudden it has this massive cult following and these amazing ratings on every site, like any site.
Some guy booked like theater. They booked it into theaters in the United States in 2009.
Yeah,
there were some screenings. Yeah,
so it wasn't released theatrically in the United States.
It was basically unknown in the U.S. until the mid 2000s.
There's a few films like
that. Came
that.
out the same year as Star Wars, guys.
Well, I was preoccupied, is what you're trying to say here. Exactly. But the thing is, I used to go to art film theaters a lot back then, and I would have remembered something like this. So it's just simply not available. That explains a few things.
Yeah, no, it was. This was again, Toho almost cooked this off in their like kids film festival that they do every year. Like even Toho had no idea what to do with this.
Yeah,
like, it's a little too pervy for a kids film festival though.
There's a few boobs in here, places, but nothing too bad.
None of it's titillating.
No, it's more. It's more.
But that's the difference. That's the difference. That's the thing that other countries do way better than America, is understanding that like there's a difference between nudity and titillation. Like there's a difference between violence and like
sadism,
yeah, essentially. Like you can expose children to certain things at certain times that aren't anywhere near as bad as like, because we just put one big red X through all of it. It's just like you can't have this, you can't have this, you can't have this. Whereas, if I watched this movie when I was like, 9 or 12 or something like that, I probably would have thought it was a little scary because, you're a 9 or 12-year-old. But I don't think I would have been like, boobs, like
too brief for one thing, and it's at the end. It's like,
well, also it's just like it's cut up pieces of a person, and like, that's someone's fetish, but not mine.
Well, there's a last scene where the woman who's dressed like a geisha or whatever, or a wedding outfit and she's got a boob out at the end.
Yeah, it's like a wedding dress.
It's kind of a mother, because it was a Pieta thing.
Well, it becomes a mother, and she calls her mother. Like she literally says, "I'm tired, mother."
Is there a logic to the very last scene? Who was that woman?
Oh, that's the girlfriend of the husband of the dad.
Sorry. Did you just use the word logic associated with this?
Well, maybe.
A lot happened in between, Scott. But at the beginning, her dad, what's her name? Gorgeous. Gorgeous's dad gets a new girlfriend.
Oh, no, that's her. Okay, thank you.
And the girl and the girlfriend says to her dad, "I'm going to go there myself to the aunt's house and meet up with her and straighten all this out."
Right.
Because she doesn't like me.
Right. Okay, there it is.
So she shows up at the end as it was it was foreshadowed that
So
she
what's
was
surprisingly logical. Her
I mean,
showing
she
up.
doesn't like her because she's shot in 15 frames per second and then double printed and has really weird music underneath her the entire time. Like,
Yeah,
I wouldn't like someone like that either.
Oh, that tune was odd. It kept playing that same tune
Over and over. They got a lot of mileage out of that
which
piano.
reminded me a little bit of the tune you kept hearing in the movie Angel Heart. Remember that movie?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the same kind of tune.
Throughout the thing, the music seemed inappropriately happy.
Mhm.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
that piano piece is creepy, but there's a lot of upbeat da 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 music while you know, bizarre shit's happening.
Right.
Basically, the Monkeys of Japan were the band that made this. And no, that's not a joke. They're called Diageo, I think.
Oh,
And it's the
it's the
dudes-
band.
It's the dudes who are hitting on them at the train station in the beginning.
Oh, I find
That's the band. So it's like
Uh-huh.
2 Japanese guys and 2 Western guys. I don't know exactly where they're from, but they make this really like up tempo sort of monkey style music in Japanese. And I guess we're friends with the director.
Yeah, I think so. I read that in the wiki.
Well, that explains why at one point they could actually break out some pretty decent funk, like 70s funk.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
There was a little of that.
yeah, it's like that's kind of nice. You know, I feel like I'm in a a weird Hong Kong action film now.
This seems like a good time. This time seems like a good time to bring up this, since we're talking about the monkeys and other
Is it
things
behind
that are not horror related.
Oh, Mr.
There was-
Togo.
This part, Mr. Togo,
Yay, Mr. Togo.
and the false ending. At that point, we're like in Airplane or Monty Python territory. There's like no pretense of horror at this point. It's just a stupid gag.
I know. I even know. I thought she was having a psychotic break, relatively speaking. And
Yeah, okay, that's what.
relatively speaking to the.
Did you
film.
think she was having a psychotic break, or did you think you were having a psychotic
Well, I was
break?
definitely
Because
having a
both of those
like
are-
I said, I watched this film again last night and to see
I'm
if I can make any
impressed.
sense out of it. And no, it resists. It's like a smooth surface, like a chrome surface, and your hands glide right off of it.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
watch
grip.
this.
I'm
I'm gonna watch
wasting
this
my
once a
time
year
just
for the
talking
rest of
about
my
it because
life.
I have no.
I'm
idea
with you,
what's
Tad.
Yeah, this won't be the last time.
Yeah,
No,
because
this-
I wasn't sure the
I'm
first time I was
watching
sleepy or too
again,
drunk.
and I'm
or
gonna
something.
recommend it to
No,
people.
no. This was
Yes.
Oh no, I'm not just gonna recommend it to people. I'm gonna make people watch this. Like
You're
this is
gonna
gonna,
hijack
it's gonna be like
busloads of strangers.
you're at my house. You are going to watch House.
Scott, you
Like,
got an hour and 28 minutes. We're doing it.
Yeah,
mhm.
this would be good to play in the background of a party too. Just throw it in the wall, and let
That's
people.
what I mean. I
Yeah,
wish I had known
totally.
about this in the
Yeah,
80s.
a big projector screen. Let people figure it out for themselves.
Yeah, this would be great. This would be great with the sound turned off at a bar. You know.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's like that bar I used to go to in New Orleans, where one side they had the news and the other side they had porn, and you just decided which side you wanted to sit on.
Oh, that's a nice
Oh,
idea.
yeah. Well, they had that bar in Santa Rosa for quite a while that was played. Some genius was editing together like old 70s TV commercials and cum shots from porn. Like
Good Lord.
1 second you'd be looking at a sit and spin, and the next thing it would be like graphic, like money.
I don't know.
That's amazing.
but that's child. That's kind of childish.
No,
like
that's-
Tyler Durden
that's-
bullshit.
It gave the whole place a certain ambiance. I'll tell you that.
Well, yeah, it's like when you're never going to see. You never know when you're
Hello,
gonna see
I'm
a
here to
dick,
buy
that kind of
cocaine.
ambience.
Is the ambience?
There's a lot
Yeah.
of places in San Francisco with that kind of ambience, buddy.
You know, I like to throw around the word bonkers a lot when we talk about movies. in this
Oh
show.
yes.
This movie is. This is not just this is bananas. I mean, I don't even know what.
Literally at the end.
Yeah.
Literally bananas. I thought he-
Bananas. Oh
Chris.
yeah, the guy's bananas.
thought of you.
Literally Bananas. Yeah.
You guys haven't said this yet. The whole time I'm watching it going, I was like, this isn't an accident. This is all intentional.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
This
And
is all
carefully planned with a big
extremely
clue.
intentional.
Oh, no, this is not-
Tad, didn't you say this strikes a balance between crazy and sort of designed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not bad in the way that a lot of bad movies that are kind of accidentally genius are. Like
trying to be good.
right.
This
Like
is trying to be bad in a way.
This seems like the
I don't
movie.
even know if
it's
it's trying to be
No,
bad.
it's,
It's
not,
trying
it's
to
trying to be
be
self-referential. It's trying to like
Trying to
I'm
be
making
weird.
this crazy movie, and here I am making this nutty film, and this crazy bonkers film. You're never not aware you're watching somebody shooting some bunch of kids. You never,
That's another
you
thing
never,
that director-
slip, you never
thing.
slip into a narrative space in this film ever.
The
Well,
direct-
that's not
but-
per se a bad thing.
No, it's not, but it's different. There's nothing wrong with it. There's lots of films like that. Pure cinema is like that. You always know you're watching like an eagle flying through the air, or like
the director said he wanted the effects to look phony. It was
and he
intentional.
succeeded to beyond
Yes,
his
he
wildest dreams.
succeeded. You know what else I thought of
This was behind Chris. That was wonderful. I
thinking-
don't think people were doing that much with blue screen back then. That was like
right?
that was very clever.
That is pushing the medium to its limit
Yeah.
right there.
But that's the thing about this movie that kept me.
There's so much blue screen.
engaged Is the level of imagination.
Yes.
How many passes through the optical printer that must have been?
That's what I'm saying. This was
It's not just that, like the opening scene where the dad and like they're shooting through
Yeah.
multiple panes of glass
Mhm.
so that it kind of like I really did feel like every time we got a new setup, it was like there was something kind of neat to look at. Like
There was.
that's
No,
imagine like he
They
was
do that
making
again with the
most
breaking
out of
mirror,
whatever they
too.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the mirror starts breaking, and then you're seeing all the different angles, and then that's drifting into her coming in and out of the mirror and stuff like that. Like that's really
And
cool.
Had this movie been made now, I probably wouldn't be 1/10 as impressed, but for 1977,
yeah,
Sure.
it took some effort.
Like-
Well, because the thing like behind you would be so easy to do in After Effects or whatever.
sure,
But it must have been they must have meticulously planned to have all those parts whirling around and stuff.
uh-huh.
well, yeah, any of
His
anybody
buddy
who,
knew how to use an optical printer, and he wanted to give him money.
Anybody
Right,
here
but-
nowadays who wanted to go out and make this, just got to find 6 insane teenage people who can't act and a house and a bunch of green screen, and you could probably end up with the very same movie.
That's literally YouTube. Like,
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
This is
That's
a
the thing, like,
kind of
that's
early.
this medium, folks.
the level of intent, the level of effort that must have gone in, the level of planning, whether he storyboarded this or not. I'm guessing he did, because otherwise, I mean, like this isn't the kind of stuff you could just throw together on the fly.
No,
You're wasting actual film stock
no.
on a movie
It's
set. Like
carefully.
Yeah,
No, think of all of the camera shots, like above the piano.
just
Like
Yeah.
you don't accidentally end up above the piano straight
Sam
down.
Raimi
her
was
plan.
doing this shit, but
They had to
why-
build a
That's that
glass
TV
floor
commercial. That's that
for them to
TV
have the
commercial
exterior.
mind.
That
Right,
one scene with the glass floor that had to be carefully built and tested and that
Yeah,
kind of things like
right.
that.
I
There's a
think-
bit near
I
the end
think-
where the whole house is going bonkers and the sliding doors were going and things
Yes.
in there. There's
Yeah.
like 25 guys in the crew just doing shit, you know?
Yeah, moving the drawers in and out of the chest of
Exactly.
drawers. And,
It's like so.
You know, I was
yeah.
thinking about like The Haunting during when we were watching this. I think that was your pick, right, Scott?
Yeah, The Haunting. Well,
Yeah.
was it?
Like
it was
it-
yours.
No, it wasn't my
I'll
pick.
look it up. Hold on.
Anyway, but
it was Jared.
I think it's important to like that's probably the reason Criterion or whoever took the money to clean this up and put it on Blu-ray and now or DVD and now Blu-ray, like putting this movie in the context of when it came out and that it was unseen for so long, but now obviously the right people have gotten hip to it. And like I only knew this movie from Reputation.
Wow.
Like I knew it was a Criterion thing, and every once in a while they would put something up talking about it. I knew
I saw a
couple of
clip.
kids-
I saw the piano chop off the
Yeah.
girl's hands
Did you really?
I
On
just
what?
thought, well, this would be-
on Twitter. Somebody just put a clip up.
Oh, okay.
this could be fun,
Mhm.
and it did not disappoint me. Like it was everything I thought it was going to be times 10.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was
Yeah.
completely over the top fucking
It,
banana.
it reminds you what a great medium film is, because it's really you have a square or a rectangle, and you can put anything you want in it.
Right.
You can put anything you want in it.
Although, do you think there's a certain amount of burnout in terms of like throwing that much novelty at once? So much action, so
Oh,
much
I mean, I wouldn't want to watch.
random stuff.
I'm glad all movies aren't like this.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
okay.
Wouldn't
Okay,
that be
hold
something?
on, wait, actually hold that thought. I have
Okay.
I have a thing, and I'm gonna make people sad with this thing that I'm
Oh,
gonna
no.
read. But I want you to hear this, because this is from the IMDb trivia page, and this is amazing.
Okay.
Shortly after this film's release, Obayashi, the director, proposed a story for what would have been the 16th Godzilla film. Had
Hmm.
that film been made, it would have used the same crew as this film,
Oh,
with Godejo once again providing the music. The story told of a little girl named Momo who discovers a dead body of Godzilla. After being dissected, Godzilla is revealed to be a pregnant female alien named Rozan, who died of diabetes. The brain of the dead Rozan instructs the humans that she must return with her unborn son to the planet of Godzilla, and so her body is converted into a spaceship. the newborn child would be reunited with its father, and they would have fought a female monster that shot fire from her breasts. Ultimately, this project was discarded by Toho and was instead released as a short story in the Japanese edition of Starlog magazine. The artwork done by future Akira director Kazuhiro Utomo.
Oh, wow.
The story lists the credits as if it was a feature film with Obayashi as the director.
Does this exist in PDF anywhere?
Damn.
It's got it. Now you know it's got the Japanese version.
I literally finished this movie an hour and 13 minutes ago, but so I have not had a chance to look. But believe me, I will.
Yes.
Wow.
But, yeah.
I'm with Ted. I think this movie is uncriticizable.
It is.
I'm also with Ted in that I will watch this again and again. And I mean, I will come back to it because it's fucking crazy. And I want other people to see it.
Well,
I'm gonna put this on a thumb drive. This is going to be on a thumb drive.
Ready to go at any time, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but this is also I think we
play MKVs.
We inadvertently said what it's going to be. This would be a great wallpaper for a party. Yeah, that's what we think of this film.
Yeah, but again, like that's a value neutral thing.
It is value neutral.
That's neither bad nor good.
No, it is exactly right. But
my rating for this is
application
this.
That makes
like
sense
I'm
gonna use some other limb to like rate this.
This is like how Roger Ebert would give things 0 stars because he would just be like, I can't, I don't.
There's nothing to grab onto here.
Man,
but there is so much.
It's a little bit like Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. Speaking of Roger,
another 0-star Ebert review.
You know what? There's some similarities.
Yeah.
We've seen things on this show that are utterly bonkers. I think about YA.
Who wouldn't believe?
I mean,
WR. Utterly bonkers. Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. There's a long list.
Yeah.
They have value.
The audience.
You literally. You have no fucking idea what's going to happen, even in the next 2 seconds.
No, we don't. Which is great.
I read the plot summary.
Say that about a movie.
I read the plot summary before I watched this.
Sailor Moon.
It still didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah. No. I wish Coppola had watched this before he made One from the Heart.
That's for you, Ted. That's saying to me because you're the guy who summarized Begotten.
No,
I thought that was definition proof, and you're like, this is what the film's about. This one's like, I don't know what the hell's going on.
You could put this on a double bill with Grizzly 2.
You could. You absolutely could.
I would.
Yes.
Don't tempt me. One day we're all going to get together, and
yes.
Like I said, I think the level of imagination in this, and I'll call it craft, because it was a lot harder to do this in 1977 than it would be today and throw it up on YouTube.
Right.
And I give this guy credit for he went for it.
This is trauma levels of like we're gonna spend every dollar and we're gonna put it. It's all gonna be on screen and we're gonna try our hardest. It's gonna be terrible, and we know this going into it. Right. But are you down or not? And that's the question. The movie asks you that question very early on, and I right about the cat sitting on the mailbox is when it asks you that question, because the next thing that happens is the cat trips the guy going down the fucking stairs, and then he spins around on the fucking pail and almost gets hit by the car and all that other stuff. And it's like, this is where we're going. Are you coming with me or not? Because you can leave now.
That's pretty much it. The challenge, the gauntlet's thrown to the ground. Yes, that's
I feel the Yelling About Movies Film Festival coming together. It's starting to
I see that. Boy, they have people going for the exits on this one. I'm not sure exactly.
This closes both nights.
Yeah. Okay. Good enough. It was.
No, I mean, like, it's an unqualified.
Okay, let's get to the thumbs down.
Yes.
I'm glad I saw it. I just wish I could understand what I saw. So my thumb is detaching in a blue screen way.
Both my thumbs are pointing.
Your thumbs are pointing around the room.
Which I will. Maybe I'll animate that later on. Goodbye, thumb.
Good.
Well, I'm kind of getting it.
You gotta go. That's it's kind of working for you.
What you have to do is you have to have your thumb come off, and you have to go and then cut to another screen, and then it hits the end button.
And then skeleton
that's the end of the end.
Like, that movie is on another level from every movie.
Right.
Yes.
In the best way, like in the absolute best
Well, you said in the chat that like I think this is my new favorite movie or something.
Yeah,
like
right.
that.
Yeah. Oh, like literally 2 minutes in, I was like, I love this.
Now, did that inspire you? Did you think like in the future when I'm making a film, I might make a decision that I wouldn't have made?
Yes and no, because I thought about that actually, because as a filmmaker, and John knows this all too well, every once in a while you'll see a film that jumps out at you and really does re-inspire like your creativity and what you'll see just a plethora of films that don't do that. Just
right.
So many movies that you're just
and
like,
you can like them or even love those films,
right.
But it doesn't touch you as a creator.
Right.
Like I got to do that.
Right. And House did that, but also made me think like, God, it's so brilliant. I think that like you really have to fucking know what you're doing if you want to pull any of that off. But I did start to think about, oh my God, like talk about like montage cinema meets like just I don't know, like art house, like just there's so much layering and cross dissolving and weird and speeding up and slowing down frame rates and just doing all of this seemingly random stuff when you if you point it all out, but when you watch it as one piece, I think it's like a fucking masterpiece.